Guess what's back?
What's that?
Back again. Caitlin Clark.
Yes, she is.
Tell a friend. Pulled up from the parking lot. The second shot of the game. She had the first 2 points on the foul line. Then she had, then they scored a layup, and then she pulls up from logo, from where the 22 is basically on the Iowa court. Cash.
Pat McAfee didn't hold back when reacting to Caitlin Clark's performance against the Chicago Sky. It wasn't a mild critique. It was a full-on breakdown of what he saw on the court. Clark delivered a dominant showing, knocking down deep shots and creating plays with ease, reminding everyone what high-level execution looks like. Meanwhile, Angel Reese struggled to match that same impact in the matchup.
Most of the internet, though, clipped out Angel Reese pushing the Fever girl in the back.
She was like the villain.
Here's a clip that everybody was fake upset about.
That's not a bad foul. No, Caitlin Clark not finna fight, bro. It's turning their shit up, though. It's just some internet shit, bro. It's just bringing attention to these.
Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court with a clear purpose, not just to win, but to make a statement. Her performance spoke directly to critics, analysts, and doubters alike. And Pat McAfee picked up on it immediately. After Clark led the Indiana Fever to a decisive win, he reacted without hesitation, calling it exactly how he saw it. Focused purely on basketball, not the surrounding noise.
She has surpassed everybody in the amount of time that she has played in the WNBA. She fills up every arena in every town that she goes to. Teams have to go to bigger arenas so that they can try to profit off the Caitlin Clark train coming to town. Most 20-point, 10-assist games in WNBA history, which I think you could say, yeah, that's a good game. Like that's how you classify. Vandersloot, obviously, 430 games played, had 10 of them. Diana Taurasi, people talk about it as the GOAT, right?
The GOAT.
The GOAT. The GOAT.
You're damn right.
564. Where'd she go to school?
UConn.
Okay. 565 games played. She has 9 20-point, 10-assist games. And then Caitlin Clark, 41 games played. She already has 9 of them.
Looking back at the game, Caitlin Clark delivered a triple-double performance that looked almost routine. 20 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds in her first matchup of the season against Angel Reese. She controlled the tempo, created opportunities, and executed with precision, while the Chicago Sky struggled to keep pace.
There was a moment in the game where Angel Reese has a little bit of a push-off on an offensive board. Obviously, she's great at getting rebounds, incredible underneath. Caitlin Clark says, what the hell is that?
Come on!
Caitlin Clark says, what the hell is that, to the ref? And then she says, and most basketball people say, that's a take foul. Instead of a layup, we're going to make you earn it. I think Angel would miss one or both of those free throws instead of getting a wide-open layup in that entire thing. Angel was pissed off, thought it was a flagrant. Afterwards, everybody said it was a take foul, it was a take foul. But it was very convenient how most of the internet, not all of the internet, most of the internet, though, clipped out Angel Reese pushing the Fever girl in the back, Caitlin pointing at the ref like, what are we talking about here? We're not calling that.
The impact went beyond the game itself. The Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky matchup drew massive attention, becoming one of the most watched games in WNBA history. Clark's presence continues to bring in viewers, boost attendance, and elevate overall interest in the league.
She was different, and she seemed to be more exciting than everybody else, but she also was an incredible passer and disher in the way she went about her business. It was like, oh, this girl's different. This woman's different. Then she gets drafted to the Fever, and what she has done for this city and for this team is unbelievable. Obviously, last year at the beginning of the season, nobody wanted to believe, okay?
They still don't.
There's a lot of people that still think there's a lot of other. She is the one.
On the other side, Angel Reese had a quieter outing. Despite the anticipation around the matchup, she couldn't find the same rhythm or influence on the game. By the final whistle, the contrast between the two performances was clear, not just statistically, but in overall control of the game.
It pisses off everybody whenever we say it, and then obviously it becomes a whole thing because we're a bunch of doofuses and things like that, but this is the golden goose. This is the one. This is the generational, multi-generational player, and we're incredibly lucky that she's in Indianapolis, and she went fucking ham in the opener against the Chicago Sky.
Pat McAfee made sure the performance didn't get lost in post-game narratives. As soon as the game ended, he addressed it head-on, emphasizing that this was about what happened on the court. In his view, Caitlin Clark had delivered a performance that spoke for itself.
They clip that out. They just go to right here, bang, Caitlin Clark fouls Angel Reese, and then boom, buzzsaw on the internet about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Ultimately, I think the buzz is good for the WNBA as a whole. I know it's probably not fun to be a part of if you're Caitlin or Angel Reese or anybody else, but in the end, the Indiana Fever win by 100, and Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark have started their second season in the WNBA, and Caitlin Clark is on track to be the greatest of all time.
Then came the widely discussed foul sequence, a clear take foul by the rules. But once Caitlin Clark reacted, the conversation shifted online. Clips circulated that didn't show the full context, leaving out earlier contact involving Angel Reese and Natasha Howard, which fueled debate across social media. Pat McAfee pushed back on that narrative, calling out what he viewed as selective editing and overreaction. He pointed out how quickly perceptions can change when only part of a play is shown, stressing the importance of full context rather than isolated clips.
Like, there's no argument. Like, I don't understand. Like, people can yell until they're blue in the face. Like, the proof's in the pudding. We've seen all the stuff. And you say, like, it is good for the sport at large, but I think a lot of people get turned on. Like, it just always goes into a race thing. Like, every single time, no matter what, that is always the discussion.
He also addressed the bigger picture, highlighting Caitlin Clark's growing impact. McAfee described her as a generational talent, pointing to rising viewership, ticket demand, and overall league attention as evidence of her influence within the WNBA.
In every league, there's going to be like adversaries. Like, you know, Angel Reese is the foil for Caitlin Clark and vice versa. Like, they don't have to get along, they don't have to like each other. They're competitors. Like, that, this kind of shit happens. But every single time something like this happens, and we have to go right back to
full on.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't get moved at all. So, like, we're not talking about the game. We're talking about that play, and that's it. You know, and then we'll get the stats about her 20 points and 10 assist games and the triple doubles and all that, but the discussion always comes back to this.
McAfee even referenced established stars like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, and Stephen Curry, not to compare careers directly, but to highlight the scale of Clark's early impact. Beyond stats, he pointed to her composure, leadership, and ability to handle attention while continuing to perform at a high level.